Welcome to the Family Literacy Show. Tonight we have a very special episode. We are featuring viewer videos.
The following animations illustrate ways to promote literacy through everyday actions.
Our first video comes from a mom who likes to keep a literacy log. Feel free to check out our example literacy log after the show.
Honey, let's make dinner together. What is the first thing we do when making a pizza?
The first thing we do is preheat the oven.
Now that the oven is preheating, what do we do next?
We get the pizza out of the fridge and put our favorite toppings on.
What topping do you like best that starts with the same letter as the word pizza?
Pizza starts with P, so pepperoni. Yum, 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 Papa pizza.
Do you know what your grandpa likes on his pizza? Anchovies. Do you know what anchovies are? Little fishes.
Wow, that is so gross.
Notice how the mother asked the daughter lots of questions and made conversation?
I liked how she introduced new vocabulary with the word anchovies.
Let's look at another example. This one comes from a very busy set of parents you might recognize.
Just like many of you parents at home, Michelle and I have very busy schedules.
We can't always be with our daughters. So, we are thankful for the many educational television programs available.
My favorite shows were always on PBS. I just loved Sesame Street.
I agree, PBS has many excellent shows and is a free station. You can always feel safe with the kids' shows on PBS.
Let's ask Sasha and Malia what their favorite shows are. Sasha, what is your favorite show?
I like Dora the Explorer.
Malia, which show is your favorite?
I like Teen Kids News.
The Obamas are right. There are numerous television shows out there that are educational.
I like PBS because you don't need cable and there aren't commercials.
That is true, however, there are numerous quality programs on commercial television.
A good way to find out what these shows are would be to check out our remote control guide.
Time for our next animation. This viewer got his inspiration from one of our brochures.
Would you like to hear the story of how Grandpa met Grandma? Very well then. It all started more than 50 years ago. I had just turned 19 and there was a war going on. There was a draft. Do you know what a draft is? Well, I will explain it all. Go back in time with me. Grandpa grew up on a farm, but moved to the city to go to college. I really enjoyed college, but it is a lot of hard work. I spent most of my free time in the library. That is where I met your grandmother. It was love at first sight. But the very next day, my draft number was called. I had to leave for Vietnam. It was so hard to say goodbye. We promised to write each other every day. War was tough. I usually don't share many of the details. I was taken hostage by the Viet Cong. I was interrogated for months.
What's interrogated?
What is interrogated? When you interrogate someone, you ask them a lot of questions. Why? So you can find out all their secrets. I eventually made it back home after 7 years as a POW.
What is a POW?
What is a POW? POW stands for Prisoner of War. That is someone who is captured and held by the enemy during war. Once I was released, I flew home and was reunited with your grandma. The rest is history.
What a great story. Sharing your life story with your grandchildren is an excellent way to teach them storytelling skills.
Indeed it is. This is a fine example of interaction that does not require reading from a book, yet is just as beneficial.
You make an excellent point. The key to any activity is to make sure that you engage your audience and promote thinking.
Absolutely. One should make sure to create dialogue with the listener and pause for questions.
Engaging in conversation and listening to stories help children learn new vocabulary and storytelling skills.
These skills are a vital part of literacy.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Until next time, Why don't you head over to our family literacy advice column, dear Gilgamesh?
Up next is the Colbert Report with Stephen Colbert. I bloody love that show. First is a word from our sponsor, Miss Oprah Winfrey.
A great way to promote literacy at home is to provide access to numerous quality reading materials. Perhaps the best way to promote lifelong literacy at home is to lead by example. Show your children your enthusiasm for the written word. Literacy is contagious. Join my book club and regain that passion. My current recommendation is The Road by Cormac McCarthy.